where the Hebrew Israelites would come out here week in and week out, prophesying the downfall of America. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Baruch. Double honors to the elders and the prophets, the great millstones of doing well. Peace, love, and blessings to the Holy Spirit that is throughout the four corners of the earth, that's pushing the word out on truth and charity. We're giving everyone the first time.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Yeah, because it tells you in the scriptures that Israel is the only people that Yahweh knows out of all the earth. And so, if you have children, all right, you punish your children, as it tells you in the scriptures that whom the Lord loveth he chastens. And that's why his sons, which are the Israelites, get rebuked and they get chastened. All right. You don't punish other people's children, man. And that's how the Lord looks at the other nations. They don't look at them as his children. All right. This is Baruch 4 and 4. It says, O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. That's only made known unto Israel. And it tells you Israel has been known only out of all the nations of the earth, right? It says, be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel, right? Which Zion is the monument, the memorial of Israel, which is the remnant that are going to be doing the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, all right, in these last times. Because any time that the Lord brought destruction upon the Israelites, there was always a remnant that turned back to the Lord and kept the law, statutes, and commandments, and looked into the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, all right. It says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. The enemies. So Israel has enemies, which are the other nations. That's why every time that Israel went and served the other nations, the Lord would have the nations put them into slavery. It says, for you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. You have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up. And what did it tell you in Amos? That the Lord brought you out of the land of Egypt. Alright? And you have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. For when she saw the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, the Most High hath brought upon me great mourning. Alright? That's why Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai has the prophets, alright, which are the men of the Lord that have woken up in the last days to prophesy unto the nation of Israel, alright, to wake up, because the Lord is about to bring great judgment yet again.
Well, this is Romans chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 5. But after thy hardness and impenitent heart treasures up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of the Most High.
And that's by refusing to hear the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. That's by refusing to hearken unto his words. Okay, that's how you're going to treasure up to yourself wrath in the day of wrath. Alright? After your hardness, as it tells you in the scriptures, to break up your fallow ground. Alright? Break up the hardness of your mind. Alright, go ahead.
Who will render to every man according to his deeds. To them who by patience, continuance, and well-doing seek for glory and honor and immortality, eternal life.
That's what the prophets are doing, man. All right, that's what the men of the Lord are doing. All right, seeking Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in patience and well-doing. All right, go ahead.
But unto them that are contentious and do not obey the truth,
Contentious, scoffers, scorners, people that want to come against the truth. Go ahead.
but obey unrighteousness, indignation, and wrath, tribulation and anguish upon every soul of man that doeth evil, of the Jew first, and also of the Gentile.
So if you do evil, you're really obeying wrath and indignation. You're bowing down to the slaughter. All right, because as it tells you in the scriptures, the Lord is going to destroy the wicked from off of the earth. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to save the righteous of the nation of Israel. All right, the elect of the nation of Israel. And the majority of the nation of Israel is going to be destroyed, man. All right.
But glory, honor, and peace to every man that worketh good, to the Jew first, and also to the Gentile.
Glory, honor, and peace. All right, which these scriptures, as it tells you in the scriptures, the Lord didn't give you the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. As it tells you in the scriptures, wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of your time. All right, go ahead.
For there is no respect of persons with the Most High.
There is no respect of persons. Get whole Amos and get Job 28 and 28. All right. Like I said, wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of your time. All right. Actually, let me get to it. So Isaiah 33 and 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is his treasure. All right, go ahead. 28.
Go ahead. This is Job chapter 28, verse 27. Then did he see it and declared it, and prepared it, yea, and searched it out. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding.
So the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding. All right? As it tells you in the scriptures, go to, actually I'll get it. Are you going somewhere else?
Yeah, I'll give it. It's good.
2 Timothy 2 and 15. You can get whatever you want to get, please.
Okay, I'll give it out. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Yep. So the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is the beginning of knowledge. All right. You gotta acquaint yourself with these precepts, man. All right. Get it, yeah, 2 Timothy 2 and 15. I think 2 Peter 4 and 11. Where's the first Peter? Yeah, this is 1 Samuel 2 and 3. It says, actually, you know what? I'm gonna start at the top. This 1 Samuel 2 and 1. And Hannah prayed and said, my heart rejoiceth in the Lord, and my heart is exalted in the Lord. My mouth is enlarged over my enemies, because I rejoice in thy salvation. There is none holy as the Lord, there is none beside thee, neither is there any rock like our power. Talk no more exceeding proudly, let not arrogancy come out of your mouth, for Yahweh is a power of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. Alright, so Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is a power of knowledge. All right, he giveth wisdom to the wise. All right, go ahead.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved.
Study to show yourself approved. Okay? Real quick before you continue, let me grab this real quick. This is Luke 19 and 13. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. Alright? So, to occupy, that goes into the word occupation, which there's many different occupations in this world, but our occupation is the word Yahweh Shai. So you need to study to acquaint yourself with the scriptures. Spirit of prophecy. All right, to be able to be a prophet, to understand the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Bible. Okay, that's the most important thing. That's where your treasure is. That's where your treasure is. That's where your heart should be. So that's where you should be occupied in. A lot of times, you get demons on you, and things go wrong because you're not occupying yourself. Okay? Or you're occupying yourself in things that don't profit. You're occupying yourself in vanity. Okay? That's why I gave you that video to study. Alright? So I'm gonna start doing more things like that so I can give you things to occupy yourself. Not just reading and watching videos isn't enough. You need to study.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to show myself approved.
Study to show yourself approved. Because you can't fake the purity of how much you have. Okay? You either have it or you don't. Alright, go ahead.
Unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed.
A workman that needeth not to be ashamed. Go ahead.
Rightly dividing the word of truth.
Rightly dividing the word of truth. So you got to be able to divide the words of how about you on side correctly. Directly and correctly. Alright. Now, reading and watching videos is not enough, man. You have to study. Alright? You need to take the time to take these scriptures and link them up with each other. Alright? So that you're able to rightly divide the word of truth, so you're able to edify. There's a scripture. Let me get it real quick. Let me grab this real quick. This is Proverbs 11 and 25. The liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself. Okay? So, you studying and gathering for yourself, doing lessons, you're also watering yourself at the same time. Alright? This body is a self-sufficient system. A body fights bacteria. A body is self-sufficient, right? Same thing with the body of Yahweh. It feeds itself, alright? It keeps itself sustained or alive. Alright? So he that watereth also himself. So you gotta study to be able to rightly divide the word of truth. So you gotta take the time to sit down and take these breakdowns and link them together, link these scriptures together, because as it tells you in the scriptures, here a little and there a little. Alright? Because this truth it's like a food, right? You're serving plates of food. Now, if you serve somebody a sandwich, like that movie Falling Down, right? He goes to the cashier and he asks for a burger, and he looks at it and he's like, "What is this sad-looking sandwich that I have before me?" You know, nobody wants, you know, you ask his brother, hey, can I make you a sandwich, bro? You was hungry. And then you come and you bring this brother 2 pieces of bread and a piece of turkey in the middle. Here you go. And the brother's going to be like, thank you. Hey, thank you, sir, you know. But in his mind, he'd be like, damn, bro, where's the mayo, where's the mustard, where's the lettuce, tomatoes, the pickles, the onions? Yeah. That's what these false prophets do. They just get you. They just give you.
Like the bread with some mayo.
Yeah. Some bologna. Yep. They give you that bologna sandwich. Bologna.
One thing was trying to like suggest some bologna sandwich when I went to the Mediterranean spot. I was like, oh, we pork bread.
In the Mediterranean place,
they get all types of shit in there, man.
Yeah. I'd be like, man, this Mediterranean is supposed to eat like.
Yeah, I just wanted some broth. Oh, this is the prologue of the wisdom of Yahweh the son of Sirach. Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophet and by others that have followed their steps, for the which things Israel ought to be commended for learning and wisdom, and whereof not only the readers must become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to be learned, able to profit them which are without, both by speaking and writing. My grandfather Yahweh, when he had first given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets and other books of our fathers, and had gotten therein good judgment, was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in living according to the law.
Yeah. So how do you get an addiction? An addiction is a habit that you indulge yourself in more than others. All right. That's how you become addicted to something. Like a meth addict. All he thinks about is smoking meth. He'll do anything for it. All right. So the way that you get addicted, first you gotta cast out any addictions that you have in the world. Alright? Video games, television, drinking, getting high, and such things alike. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, so on and so forth. Now that goes to say that of course you need to rest and do other things, but all those other things that you don't need to do, alright? You cut those things out so you can make room for your new addiction. Alright? And you study. And you study. And you study until it becomes a habit. Until it becomes an addiction. So all you think about is study.
That's what I know you did, I know Carter did, especially that's what the other pushed on us. That's why they had gear in their forward. Yep. You got to study every week, you got to test every week, you know what I mean? If we fail the test, we get disciplined, man. You know? Just by us taking the test and how we did on the test was an indication of what we were actually doing during the week, man. You know? Some guys will get only 4 out of 20, some guys will get 13, some guys will ace the test, man. And those that were acing the test were still in the street today, man. You know?
This is Proverbs 27 and 17. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. These scriptures are ironclad. These scriptures are iron. This was going to sharpen you. This was going to make your mouth a sharp sword, man. A sharp threshing instrument. All right. Real quick. Hold that. This is Hebrews 4:12. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. But you got to sharpen the sword. You got to have the ability to use it. Alright? It says, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. How many times have we had people come up and want to refute the scriptures, and you see the look on their faces, you see out of the scriptures that they did something wrong. They deny it, they keep fighting and acting stupid, but you can tell that they they get jumbled up.
Yeah, agitated.
Yeah.
They want to fight you.
Yep. They get upset. They start talking loud, talking over you. They don't even want to hear the scriptures anymore. You try to bring out the scriptures, they start yelling over the scriptures.
Because it was really never in it, you know? Going back to going back to the prologue of Sirach, says, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention.
With favor and attention or intention?
Attention.
Attention. So that means you don't just read it. A lot of times, because I already have a set in my head of certain things that I know. And so if I come across something that adds to my set, I'll write it down and I'll go over it and study it and log it in. Alright, because we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. These scriptures are ironclad. Alright? You can go back and forth between them. You can hit one scripture and go 6 different directions with it.
If you're going into the Word, into the root of the Word,
yep,
you can link it up like that too, man.
Which that gives you a deeper understanding of the scripture. Which is why when you study, you should be looking up words. A workman has tools, right? You're a workman that's supposed to be rightly dividing the word of truth. So you're going to have tools. The Lord gave you the blue letter Bible. Alright, to where you could be reading the scripture and be like, man, I wonder what a precept is today. Hit cross-reference, and you got precepts for days. Hit interlinear, and you got the words in the Hebrew, so you can actually look at the actual words and the root words. And you can go to the etymology and further define it.
You can go to the unicorn on the internet and put yourself in the place of that time period.
Yep, you
look at it,
see what was going on.
Yeah, everything. Then they got certain movies that historians made.
You got the Josephus. You got the Josephus, which you could go into history in the Josephus. When you're reading the Maccabees, you can go into the Josephus, and it further explains things that were going on in that time period.
It says, and to pardon us where we may seem to come short of some words, which we have labored to interpret.
Yeah, see, so you're going to come short of some words. Go ahead.
But that goes back to going into these different languages, you know?
That's why right here. Go ahead.
For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them.
So that backs it up right there that you have to look up the words in the original languages. Because this language, this language is the interpreted language. So it doesn't have the same force as the language that was spoken, that it was originally written in.
And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. For in the 8th and 30th year coming into Egypt, when Euergetes was king and continuing there some time I found a book of no small learning. Therefore I thought it most necessary for me to bestow some diligence and travail to interpret it, using great watchfulness and skill in that place to bring the book to an end and set it forth to them also, which in a strange country are willing to learn.
See this? This right here, this takes the spirit of Yahweh outside. The Lord put His Spirit on him to do that, man. To interpret a book with carefulness.
But the Most High put that same spirit on us.
Yep, that's why we do this. That's why if the spirit of Yahweh outside is on you, what are you going to be doing, man?
When we read the scriptures, man, breaking them down.
It says Romans 8 and 6, it says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh Shema Shai, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. Real quick, to back this up. This is Matthew 6 and 24. No man can serve two masters. Alright? So you have the flesh and you have the spirit. One of them is going to be, you're either a prisoner of your flesh or you're a prisoner of Yahweh Shai. There's no in between. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. Alright? Actually, let me continue. That goes back to money. It goes back to serving your belly, to serving your flesh. Alright? It says, verse 25, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what you shall eat, or what you shall drink, nor yet for your body what you shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? I'm going to get back to this real quick. Matthew 4 and 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh Shema Shai. Now going back, it tells you, is not the life more than meat? Matthew 6 and 25, reading down, is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? So behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are you not much better than they? So if you have the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai, you're actively seeking, you're getting yourself addicted to this truth, you're better than the fowls, man. Alright? The fowls aren't speaking the word of Yahweh Shema Shai. Are the birds out here preaching? Alright? Are the birds out here prophesying? It says, which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit onto his stature? Alright? It says, and why take you thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. So, it says, which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature? So who can make yourself taller by a thought? So why why worry about getting riches in this world or doing things in this world, man? All right, because you can't do the least that's the power of Yahweh Shema Shai can give you, man. Because that's Yahweh Shema Shai is going to give his men the ability to do miracles. So if you can't do the least miracles, all right, why are you trying to make yourself a life in this world that's about to be destroyed? It says, wherefore, if the Most High so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself, sufficient unto the day of the evil thereof. Alright? So it says, seek first, alright, the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai, and that's study to show yourself approved. So it says to be Romans 8:6, for to be carnally minded is death. So to be thinking about things of this world all the time is going to work death in you. Alright? Because it's going to separate you from Yahweh Shema Shai. It's going to separate you from the scriptures. Alright?
I think so.
Yes, sir.
And all the carnality, all the wickedness that this world pushes is all back to our demons and whatnot. Even going back to Bacchus, where he was like the god of partying and wine and whatnot. That's the spirit that this place pushes. Whether it be a queen of heaven, worshiping women, whether it be a Mammon, which is another deity, whether it be a piece in a Molech, by getting abortions, all the things that is wicked that this place pushes out, it has a demon behind it, man. A demon. And in return, those demons are pushed on you, creating you to become a demon, man. Kind of like Agent Smith. When he will stick his hand in your chest and change you into another demon, you know? The same principle. You got things like that. Go ahead. This is Psalms chapter 119, verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word. With my whole heart have I sought thee. O let me not wander from thy commandments. Thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. Blessed art thou, O Yahweh. Teach me thy statutes. With my lips have I declared all the judgments of thy mouth. I have rejoiced in the way of thy testimonies, as much as in all riches. I will meditate in thy precepts, and have respect unto thy ways. I will delight myself in thy statutes. I will not forget thy word, man. You know, the key point is to meditate on his precepts, man. Which that's how we were instructed to read the Bible in the first place. So I'm getting right now, because you're not gonna find the spirit in these churches, man. You're not gonna find the spirit of wisdom, knowledge, and truth in these churches, man. That's the reason why we're all bugged out. You know? This is Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Because you have to have the right doctrine. When you go into the scriptures, I believe it's either Ephesians or Galatians, it says tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine. That's what all these other people in these churches and these different camps that don't come in the spirit of truth, man. You know, sincerity and truth. They're being tossed to and fro with all these different doctrines, man.
I was looking at I was going through the YouTube, and I was looking at like IUIC and Pokey and like all these other Israelite groups. You know what they all have in common? They all look like Hollywood, man.
Yeah,
the beginning of all their videos is a trap beat. There's some sort of fantastic intro. I seen one with IUIC. They're walking down the street, and then this dude, one of the IUIC members, hit the ground, and the ground breaks up underneath his feet, as if he was like Hancock and just came down out of the sky, you know.
Hollywood.
That's some Hollywood shit.
That's their magic, man.
That's all that gimmicky stuff is just to gain followers, because really all they're after is money. They're just after your money.
Which they are the blind, right? The blind leadeth the blind, both shall fall into the ditch, which is destruction.
You can't serve Yahweh Shai as mammon. So you can't serve the Lord and be looking to use His word to get money at the same time, man.
Yeah. So that's all they're interested in. The more people they get, the more ties they get, you know. And then they say his wife can have a bigger house, the nicer car, all the shit.
They can bring their women up into the congregation, man.
And have those extravagant weddings and Passovers, you know, which is totally against the scriptures. When you think about the ceremonial law when you marry a woman, that's between you and her family, man. Her father, because your father is giving his daughter onto you because that's his property. It's like an exchange of property. You know, Passover, solemn assembly. Solemn meaning serious, man. But you see that they're not of the scriptures because they do everything contrary, man. You know?
Yeah, they would call us bumites, because hey, how much money do we have in our tithes, bro? enough to get you a sandwich. So a little more than that. Jake being modest with it. Alright, go ahead.
God, it says, them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Them that are weaned from the milk, them that have the basics, the foundational understanding. Alright?
It says, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Yep, that's how you're going to rightly divide the word of truth, is precept upon precept. That's what we've been doing so far this whole time.
Yeah.
Is going precept upon precept.
And it also says line upon line. Right? So you can take a line out of a precept and still match it up with a different scripture.
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
You be reading the scripture and you get to the first line and say, hold up, let me back that line up with another scripture. All right, because you can take a scripture and break it down line upon line. All right, and we might end up doing that. We might end up dissecting scriptures today.
It says, for with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people.
Yeah, because that happens. Hey, you'll start going through the scriptures and you'll start stuttering and stuff because your mind is working faster than your mouth.
Says to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith you may cause the weary to rest.
Yeah, this is how you're gonna get a sound mind. This is what you're supposed to rest in. All right, this labor. All right, we're gonna go into that.
It says, and this is the refreshing.
The refreshing. This is what. Remember, the new addiction. It's going to turn you into a new man, a new creature. Somebody that only cares. You'll see it. You can see it in your eyes. And all you care about is the scriptures. You don't care about anything else. You just see it in somebody. All right. Like my woman's always asking me if I still love her. You know what I mean? Or if I hate her, or this, that, because I'm very dismissive. Because she'll be asking me something, I'll be in my head, and I'll be like, "What'd you say?" You know, like she's like, "You're here, but you're not here." Right? You become a new person, man. All right. That's how you become a man of the Lord. Man.
Oh, that's scripture there. Those that have wives, if they had none.
If they had none, you know. Now that's not saying that you totally neglect your woman or your house. But it'll be like that, just because you'll be in the spirit, and you don't want to hear nothing else. All right, your woman might ask you for a week to take her out or to watch a movie, and you just like no, I got time. I don't want it.
But not so Bella's not saying that you can't do it.
Yeah, no. That's why I said you don't. You're not. That doesn't mean you neglect your house or your duties as a man, as a husband. Because if you're with a woman, it tells you to render due benevolence unto the wife, which means you give her, you break her peace,
Because it says, with much wisdom comes much grief, and not to be over righteous too. Sometimes you want to just have a break,
Yeah.
Because if you do too much of anything, it'll destroy you. That's why it says be not over righteous over much. You got to find a perfect balance in time management, man.
You gotta listen to your spirit.
Yeah.
Your spirit will let you know, like, all right, boy, you'd be like charged up. You'd be like, I think, all right, you good. You ain't gotta take it.
Because even when you charge the battery too much, it'll blow up and it'll start breaking your batteries down. So everything's about balance, man. Because the Most High is about balance, man.
Because knowledge puffeth up. You can puff yourself, charge it up so much, brain snap. Next thing you know, you're the elect, You go, or you found a new doctrine. Or
A lot of people did that, going in the book of Enoch or going to Jasser and all these different books and whatnot because they got fucked up. I know this now. Let me go into this now.
I gotta take it further. I gotta keep going.
Not even realizing it says make not many books and none should want her name.
Yep.
All you need is the scriptures.
Also says drink water out of thine own cistern.
Yep.
This is the cistern. This is the well. This is really all you need. Is this? This has history in it. All right. This talks about the Romans, the Greeks, the Babylonians, the Medes, the Persians. This has all the history of Israel in it. You really don't need anything else. This talks about different demons and deities and idols and false gods. You go into other things to back up what the scriptures say, but you really don't even need those other things. All you really need is the scriptures, because the scriptures prove all things. It's just that we see things in the world and we're able to say, hey, look, the scriptures talking about this.
Yep. Verse 13. But the word of Yahweh was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken.
Yeah, because these scriptures are going to be upon these people, precept upon precept, line upon line. Alright? Because as it tells you in the scriptures, actually I'll just get it.
This is good.
Yep. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, which we're expounding the vision precept upon precept. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. So in the end, these scriptures are going to be upon these people, precept upon precept. So it's going to start speaking, it's going to start happening to these people, precept upon precept. All right, the economic collapse is going to happen. People are going to be starving. People are going to be killing each other. There's going to be the race wars. There's going to be the microchip coming out. All right, all these things are going to start happening to these people, precept upon precept, and they already do. They already do. That's why you have people that get rejected. That's why you have people that reject the word. All right. That's why you have people that get judged. All right, for the things that they do, because the word is on to these people, precept upon precept, and it's intensifying because the word is going out. All right. Show you my point. This is Proverbs 1 and 20. It says, wisdom cries without, she utters her voice in the street. So now the scriptures, the truth of the scriptures is being brought out in the street openly to the public. Okay? It's going out into the whole world. We put it up on YouTube and everybody's up on YouTube. Alright? So Yahweh Shem Yahushua spread, this word is out throughout the four corners of the world now. It says, she cried in the chief place of concourse in the openings of the gate. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua has his word out in the open for everybody to hear. It says, in the openings of the gates, in the city she utters her words, saying, how long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their sporting, and fools hate knowledge. Alright? And so that's what you have in the world. It's simple people doing simple things. Alright? And rejecting knowledge and wisdom. Alright? Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. So that's what you have. Alright? You have the prophets that are bringing out the word, pouring out the Lord's spirit into the public, into the open arena. Alright? Because I have called, and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded, but you have set it not on my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And remember, what's the Lord? Samuel 2 and 3, talk no more so exceedingly proud. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth, for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is a power of knowledge, and by him actions are weighed. Alright? And over here it says, for that they hated knowledge. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is a power of knowledge. They have the saying in the world that knowledge is power. Knowledge comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Alright? That's where knowledge comes from. When you labor, when you labor in anything, say you're a mechanic and you're learning how to be a mechanic, it was said in the scriptures first to give diligence and to labor, to grow in wisdom in anything.
Well, it does say to learn from the animals, right? Yep. So one of the most diligent animals is the ant. And it talks about the ant and her diligence to gather food for the harvest, you know? So that's what Esau did, you know? He learned from the animals how to fly, how to build tanks and whatnot, and certain things of that nature. And that's what we got to do. We got to study the animals too, as the scriptures tell us to inform us to do, you know? So we got to take the diligence of the ant and apply it to our lives and ourselves, man.
And it tells you to be not like unto a sloth.
Exactly, yep. And that's idle.
That's being idle.
And when you
teaches much wickedness.
Yeah, when you're idle, that's what they call the devil's playground.
Yep.
Do all types of dumb shit. And then being idle, you just want to drink, you just want to get high,
You get bored.
you get bored.
When you get bored, your mind is thinking of something to do. So you got to occupy yourself in the scriptures.
Yep.
Alright? Really, that's why you got to really study so that you give your flesh something to do. And it's going to build your spirit. Because you're denying the flesh what it really wants to do.
That's why the elders always tell us to be men, man. Go get a job. Move out of your mama's house. You know? Be a man. And, hey, that's what you got to do. You got to pray for it first. It's only going to come from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But you just can't sit on your ass drinking and being high all day expecting a rainbow to drop a pump full of gold on your lap. You know?
Yeah, because that's being wicked.
Yeah.
That's being idle. Alright? Because what they tell you, seek the kingdom first and then these things will be added to you.
Oh, that's part of the law.
And because prayer, it comes by faith, right? You have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you pray to him. But as the Lord tells you, as the scriptures tell you, if you got faith without work, what good is your faith? Alright? So if you're praying for something but you're not laboring, you're not gonna receive anything. That's why it says, what is it? I think it's in James.
But I was going to say that's part of the law with the rebellious son. You know, that didn't want to do anything, that just wanted to mess around all the time. You know, he was his parents brought him to the congregation, to the elders, he would get stoned to death, man. You know, which I believe that's in Leviticus and Deuteronomy.
Yeah, it's in one of those books. This is James 1:1. It says, James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahushai, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. Alright? So when you're being tried, that there's a work that's performed in you. Alright? It's working patience within you. But let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh, that give to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So, the main thing you should be doing is occupying in the scripture, studying and giving diligence to show yourself approved and to make your calling and election sure. Because when you study, you receive, then that shows that you have the Spirit. You can tell that you got the Spirit because you're able to rightly divide the word of truth. Alright? Esau can't do that, man. And that's why it says to try the spirits by the spirits, because you're gonna have Edomites as this thing gets bigger and bigger. They're gonna come. You're gonna have Edomites and heathen nations that are gonna come and try and get in. You're gonna have Esau come and say, "Oh, I'm Irish," or you know, "I'm a Scotsman." I'm a Scot. He's gonna come in his kilt with a claymore. I'm a Scot. An Israelite. Well, you got to try the Spirit by the Spirit, and you'll see if somebody's true or not. All right, you find out because you can't fake the Spirit, man.
This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright.
And you're gonna have that. You're gonna have that constantly. You're gonna be trying to give all diligence. You're going to be trying to keep yourself occupied and study, but you're going to have all types of distractions around you. It's temptations everywhere. Your mind is going to be like, hey, let's go get something to eat. Hey, let's watch something. Let's listen to some music. Let's take a break. Your mom might be hey, come over here.
So you might be playing with the air and shit.
Yeah.
Up your electronics.
You might be doing a lesson and start talking. Fly might fly into your mouth. Who knows? Yeah.
The internet connection.
He's going to have that, man, because Satan is going to be trying to disrupt you. All right? Because what you're doing by studying is you're look. We're just going to use the scripture, all right? Because I'm talking. We're going to practice using the scriptures and not coming out of our own mouth as much as we possibly can. All right?
Says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
Yeah, so you got to cleave unto the Yahweh side, man. All right, this got to be your new addiction. All right, go ahead.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
Yeah, because these things are being brought upon you because Satan's upset that you're growing in the Spirit. There you too. All right, Satan's getting upset because you're growing, man. Because he sees you giving that good, he's like, oh man, you got to disrupt it. Satan got to throw problems in the wheels, man. Go ahead.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Yeah, man. So the Lord's going to see how you perform under pressure, man. All right. There's all kinds of temptations coming at you. If you're going to deny Him, you'll be like, hey, get out of here with that nonsense.
To some, man, adversity is an effort, man. You know, some people can't handle adversity, man. So it takes a strong spirit to handle adversity. Like case in point with the apostles and elders, 9/11. A lot of men fell out because they couldn't handle that adversity, man. But the men that were acceptable endured all the way to 2019. What is it, November 30th? Or is it December already?
December 1st.
You know, so hey, it says, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Yet ye that fear Yahweh wait for his mercy and go not aside, lest ye fall.
Yeah, because going back.
That fear the Lord, believe in him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear Yahweh, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in Yahweh was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Yeah, to abide in his fears, to what? Meditate on his precepts.
And not only a few men are even given his name, man. So that's a blessing in itself.
Yeah, it's what it's. You know, you can't read the scriptures and be like, oh well, I'm not gonna name Yahweh I'm good. You know, because it's what you do with them. That's what counts. The Lord gives you gifts. It's what you do with those gifts that matters. If you just sit on them, it talks about that. It talks about somebody who's been given talent to sit on. All right, go ahead. Actually, you can bring that out.
It says, for Yahweh is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiving sins and saving in time of affliction.
Hey, like you did a video called Seek Him 10 Times More. If you want to seek Him 10 times more, all right, there's a whole spectrum of things you got to do. And we'll go into it. We'll try and cover. It's all through the Spirit. It's all through the Spirit. My spirit's like, I want to do so much, you know, but then I don't.
You only got a short time.
Yeah, you only got a short time. You want to do so much, but so much to do, so little time.
No, I'm saying like as far as like YouTube and 17 more days or whatever, so they say.
Well, they say that it's not going to really take effect until January 1st. But
it's still like a month away.
Like a month away, but we don't know, what's really going to go on. But we know it's close. We know these things will get, the warning signs is definitely here.
So you got to get that money, man. Put that money in that spiritual bank account, man. You know, hoard it up. You know, when the Brinks truck crashes and all the money falls out, everybody runs and tries to get as much as they can. Or they're in that little box that shoots all the money.
Hey, that's what the wise are doing right now.
That's what we got to do, man.
Hey, you got the red light blinking. Looters are in the store. You know? Everybody's running out with TVs and shit.
Yep.
And stuff. We got to start, I'm making a decree in the camp to start watching our language.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought so about saying efforts.
Yeah.
I didn't say it like.
And not for any, not that you can't, but it's just an unnecessary battle. You see too many times when people come up and you cuss and it just becomes a whole damn thing and you gotta go. You know what, if I cuss and somebody calls me, you know what, I'm gonna be like, sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm not even gonna go into it. I'm just gonna apologize to the demon for cussing. So we can get back, because that's just a derailment. You know what I mean? Yeah, and you know what? And that just wastes time breaking that nonsense. Well, not nonsense, but dealing with that nonsense. It says, this is Matthew 25 and 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. All right, his goods is his word. All right, with knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Those are the goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Then he that received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. After a long time the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with him. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained besides them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strung. Because we got to labor. We got to labor in this truth, but the Lord's going to reap all the benefits of the work. All right?
What's so different from you working at God? His job, you know? Main one benefiting is the one that you're working for.
It says, and I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sow not, and gather where I have not straw. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received my own with usury. Take therefore the talent from him, and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. For unto everyone that has shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that has not shall be taken away even that which he has. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Alright?
So if you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, you're gonna get what?
Cast in the outer darkness.
You're gonna get fired.
You're gonna get fired. Hey, let's see, real quick. Not that quick.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it.
Revelation 3 and 15, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou were cold or hot. So because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. So that's exactly what happened to the guy with the one talent. He got spewed out because he was lukewarm. He had the talent, but he just sat on it. Alright? He didn't gain more talent. Alright, which we're going to go into it.
Those that have the talents are equivalent to being the watchman, right?
The watchman.
This is a Song of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. By night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loved. I sought him, but I found him not.
Hey, if you love Yahweh Shai, what are you going to do? You're going to feed his sheep. How are you going to feed his sheep if you ain't feeding yourself? How you gonna feed your sheep food that you don't have? Alright, go ahead.
I will rise now and go about this city in the street.
I should say it like this. How you gonna feed the sheep if you ain't preparing meals? You ain't going out and getting the meat, and getting the lentils, and getting the vegetables and fruit. And then when you have all these things, when you have all the raw ingredients, what you gotta do?
Yeah.
Alright, let's say you go and you get some turkey.
There's Maddie.
You get some vegetables. You get some fruit. Okay. You get some lentils. Alright, you can't just give them those things raw. You have to actually, you gotta dress meat. Alright? You gotta prepare it. You gotta cut up the vegetables. You gotta cook the food. You gotta mix the different meals. Alright? Which that's what you get from studying. Being able to rightly divide. Alright? Which, what happens, you get a whole meal, you make it, you divide it up between people on purpose. Portion it out. Alright? And how are you going to do that if you don't know how to cook, man?
You gotta do that spiritual risk work.
Yeah, man. How you going to do that if you don't know how to cook? You got to be a chef, man. You got to be a spiritual chef. Alright?
It says, and in the broad ways I will seek him whom my soul loves.
Hey, Salaki, a chef, when you go to school to be a chef, you learn how to cut. You learn different things, different cut sizes. Alright? You learn knife skills. You learn recipes. How to, you know. Or you got people that'll serve you up